Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler 2. Well, I guess maybe I shouldn't say another episode of Air Hauler 2. This is going to be our really first episode, and we are going to get our pilot rating. Let me see, I gotta find out how to do this again. Personal info, there you go, right on that tab right there. By the way, I did find one thing that was buggy here in the options. Click on options. And when you first set it up, I unclicked that and clicked that one. And when I came back, I looked at that, and they had this one had gotten unchecked, so I rechecked that one. That one was checked again, so I unchecked that one. So that's one thing. After you install it, you're gonna have to come back and do that. For some reason, that didn't stay. We're gonna do add new type rating. So we just got our little Cessna. The test cost is $328.02. In order to attain this type rating, you will need to complete a short flight within given limits. Now, I didn't actually fly it, but I wanted to look and see exactly what this is. And all they do is start you up at the runway of your base. And I guess you just fly to an airport that you know of. And it will rate you like max pitch, stuff like that. So you want to do a fairly good job, I guess. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I did see that it records all that. So we're going to go do a little flight there from Huntington KHTS to KDW, that is Ashland, Boyd County Regional Airport. It's not too far away. It's actually really very close. So let's go ahead and try it out. All right, fuel loading. I don't think you can actually... I think this is already max fuel, like 319 pounds, yeah. From the depot, from the airport, whatever. Load onto aircraft. We can't... Nothing to load. I guess she's full of fuel, right? 319 pounds. I think that's the max it can carry. Can't remember exactly, but Skyhawk, we haven't flown that in forever. Details, obviously we don't have anything. This is just a test. So let's try her out. Alright everybody, I'm in the plane. There's just a little message that went away from Air Hauler. It said start up and taxi. Which is kind of weird that it says start up and taxi, because if you want us to taxi, then why did you put us on the runway? Because usually they put us, I don't know. Maybe it's just Air Hauler doesn't actually know about the parking spaces. I was going to say, I thought they do, but no, they really don't. They just start you off, you know, in your last known location. Let's put the throttle in. We're not going to do perfect startup and everything. We're just going to get this thing going, do our little test flight. Turn our battery on, the beacon, and our fuel pump. Let's see if I can get this thing started. Yeah, there we go. Turn the fuel pump off, navigation, strobe, and landing lights. I'll turn on the taxi to Pitot heat. We are on the runway, as I said. Just move this trim wheel down to takeoff. Alright. I'm going to check something out. I can't remember where the GPS is. Here we go. Where do you go? I just had you. Can we not? We can't go back, huh? So I already passed it up. Daggone it. Ah, passed it again already. Daggone. Thing. Okay, there we go. So this is going to be KDWU. D. There we go, Ashland, Boyd County. Activate that. It's just 14 miles away. There's actually a even closer airport right over here, Lawrence County Airport. See if I can resize this a little bit. Now it said, I'm going to switch this by the way over the GPS. It said it wanted me to taxi, and this thing is really sitting up, isn't it? And back. So parking brake is off. Let's Alright, sweet. So it's now recognized. The first time I did this, it did not recognize what was going on. So that's kind of nice that it recognized this time. So let's set some flaps. And this is an old view. Let me stop for 1 second, guys, and change my view back to the old one. Be right back. Alright, I was mistaken. I'll have to redo this view. Because I've got one with the shakes and one without it. So flaps are set, we're trimmed, we'll go ahead and take off. And try not to screw this thing up because we want a good rating. Probably get a bad one, truth be known. Alright, so let's go ahead and get up in the air here. Don't want to climb too hard. Wow, she's really left. Track the flaps. Wow, she, for some reason, is really wanting to go straight left. That is not good for what we want to do. It's almost like this thing needs to be configured. Oh, climb to 5,000 feet, so we don't have to go to a specific airport. It's going to tell us what to do. Climb to 5,000 feet. Awesome. I was wondering if it was going to be something like that. Like, it's actually very, very cool. For some reason, now we're starting not to go straight left. I don't know why it was doing that. It's kind of annoying that it's flashing like that. I don't know what in the world that is, if that's because the air hauler, the banner is still up there or what, but it's really flashing around. Right, crazy, because the first time I started this up to do this, it actually didn't say anything about starting up and taxiing or anything. I didn't see it, at least. She just still wants to go dead left on me now. Can't imagine the wind would be that stiff. Climbing a little quick as well. For a Skyhawk, we're at 2,300 feet. Let me try one thing. Yeah, turn off that EMB and the flashing stops. We're gonna get a bad rating if we keep pitching up like that. I'm trying to trim her out. Only thing is I gotta keep hitting to the right, which doesn't help anything. I don't have rudder trim set up on my controller either, or anything like that. Just my pitch trim. Banking around to the left. Alright, we're at 3,000 feet, 2,000 to go. So this is kind of cool. I really do like this. I thought it was kind of weird that they would be like, just take a short flight to wherever you want to go. It's like, where should I choose to go? But no, they actually want you to do different things. I don't want to go too far away from the airport because I'm sure one of the things they're going to want you to do is land, obviously. It's one of the most important things you can do as a pilot. So I don't want to go too far out. I'm not sure exactly what all they're going to have us do. Say, pitch down a little bit. Just kind of frustrating that this thing wants to go straight left on me. I don't know if I need to calibrate my joystick or what, because usually we don't have this kind of a problem. I think it's been forever since we flew a little Skyhawk, although we did fly it in FS Passengers, but that was over a year ago as well. I'm so used to flying the big jets and air hauler, and some of the smaller aircraft, so far in FS Passengers, but it's been a while for the Skyhawk. Alright, we got about 900 feet to go. We'll see what AirAller says about that. Well, I've got KDW typed into our GPS, so if we have to go back to Huntington, I'm going to have to redo that now. That kind of sucks that I did that. Although I didn't have anything programmed, so we'd have to redo it. Alright, we're at 4,400. Bring the nose down just a little bit. You can see our speed is dropping. I can't remember if in the default Skyhawk, I can't remember if they modeled in, you know, fuel mixture and all that. I think they didn't. Maybe in some planes, I can't remember if they did in this one. I've kind of got my hands full at the moment, so I'm not going to mess with the mixture. Alright, we got about 200 feet to go. Coming up on 5,000 now. Alright, there's our 5,000. Turn onto heading 005. I'm gonna cheat and use this. 05 and level out at 5,000. Just pitch down. Alright, now we need to pitch down. Back down to 5,000. She's not fighting me, I'll tell you that. Come on. $100 feet to go. $5,500 and 248. So I gotta freaking take my hand off there to do this. 248 and it said 50, yeah, 5,500. Alright. Let's just pitch back up. So I thought we were going to have to fly at that direction and everything and hold there for a while, but it was pretty much as soon as we get up there. I wonder if you could cheat and use the autopilot. That would be kind of ridiculous, though. We could probably do it. I don't know. I don't think it would detect it. That's cheating. 082. And what is it? 5,300. All right. Should turn left. And 5,300. Come up on 5,300. There's 5,300. Trim it out a little better here. Land at departure airport. Okay. Landing or better required. I'll be pissed if, let me actually pause this for 1 second. Let me set up this. Because we gotta go back to our own airport. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. Okay. H. T. I'm not even sure how far we've gotten away from it. Oh, there it was. S. Activate. Yeah, we're not too far. Actually, we're just the, what, northeast of it? Southeast? Shit, I can't tell. Alright. Unpause it. I'm going to swing out to the left here. I guess we won't use the ILS. There's no real reason to. Go back on the thrust here. Actually, I don't want to send too quick because I do believe it tells you about your max pitch and stuff like that, so we don't want to just go flying down. We'll fly out to the west there, you can see that approach there. Alright, so we're what, 7 miles away from the runway, but as I said, we're gonna go out here to the west a little bit. Now, I gotta say, this has been kind of annoying with this joystick going dead left on me. It's not making anything easy. That's for damn sure. Hopefully we'll be able to get down enough. We won't have to go all the way out to that to our ILS approach. But we are up here at what, 4,600 feet, and I believe the airport elevation is 800. So we got about 30. We're about 3,600 feet up. Should be about correct. So I have a hard time when I'm pulling over on the right of the joystick. I have a hard time keeping her level, not pulling the nose up and pushing the nose down. I'm trying to do a little better job of that. I'm trying to remember the heading of the runway and everything too. I can't off the top of my head. We've flown here so many times, but it's been a while. Because you know, it was our base, so we flew here a lot, really, especially at the beginning. But now that we're in 747s and 777s and everything, they can't land at Huntington. It's just not long enough. So we haven't been there in a while. I don't have, like I said, rudder trim or anything like that. Man, this controller is actually perfect for rudder trim. But the two buttons that I want to use for it don't get detected for some reason. It's kind of odd. I got the Thrustmaster T-HOTAS. I really love this joystick, by the way. It's been out for a long time. I've had it for a long time, and I really do like it. And I have the rudder pedals and everything, which would be perfect for this. I used them a little bit early on in FS Passengers. I might have them make a comeback. I was hoping by this time I would have a different setup, because the reason I stopped using them, it was kind of annoying to set them up and take them down, because I don't have a dedicated desk for just flying or anything like that. So I'd have to set everything up. There's the yoke, and then the pedals, and then the throttle quadrant. You'd have to get all that plugged up, hooked up, set up, and it's just kind of yeah, it's kind of aggravating. Then you got to take them down, and I had to actually cut a notch in the desk, which is okay. I mean, I would just like to use this desk as dedicated for flying, but I don't. I use it for basically everything with the computer set up on it, so that's alright. By the way, I want to do Air Hauler 2 different. I want to get a little more into the realism, especially later on, looking at charts, flight planning, showing you all more of that. So I think that'll be really cool as well. I hope you all will be into that, because I think some people kind of want that. They want more realism. They want more. They want to. I've had people ask me to show them the flight planning and stuff like that. So we're going to get into that in Air Hauler 2. I think people will be happy with that. Cut back on the thrust here a little bit. Throttle. Oh. We have gotten high. I thought we had a little more room than that. I'll put out a notch of flaps to help us get down. Like I said, I thought we had more room than that. Typical MU Herd 37, coming in high, real low. Say I don't want to get pitched down too much. Although I don't know if they're gonna ding you, how much they're gonna ding you for that. We should have gone out a little further. Another notch of flaps. We'll have to fight that lift. That'll help us keep our speed down with that drag. Alright, full flaps. Let's slow down and get down. We had a little more room. Stupid controller. I hate having to bank right and left, right, left, right, left. And she's getting jagged. I don't know why exactly. Wasn't expecting that. You know what might be an Easy Dock thing. I've had that happen before with Easy Dock.
Minimums.
Coming back on the glide slope.
100.
Really half now fighter, and that jaggedness is not helping anything.
50.
Come on,
40.
thing.
30. 20. 10.
Landing was a greaser. That did not go well. We about stalled. What the hell is up with the jaggedness there? I think we pulled up just at the last second. And I actually had to give it a little bit of thrust. Man, that jaggedness is not cool. And then but it stopped as soon as we landed. What in the hell? I don't know if we have to taxi over here, but I'm going to taxi. Alright, park her right here. Park it. Stop right here. So if I got a view down here, we can turn off the strobe and the landing lights. There we go. Taxi light's still on. We'll go over here and park her. Just cause you can see there's the shakes. I thought I had gotten rid of that view, but this view needs to be redone anyway. Yeah, not the landing I was wanting, especially for our type landing. Although it did say greaser, so it's actually going to give us a good one. But came in high and dadgum, the jaggedness just about killed me. I would expect to land a Cessna better than that, as much experience as we have. Here we about stalled. Alright, there's a little too much thrust. Got us all kinds of off the mark. Let's see, we'll park over towards those white buildings. So we'll just continue straight ahead here. That's where we usually park. Smaller aircraft. Come on, thing, get over to the right. Pull just straight ahead right there. Shut her down and go back over to air hauler and see what she says about it. Hopefully we get a good rating. The landing shouldn't be a very good landing, although it did say greaser. Little technical difficulties there at the worst possible time. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put the parking brake on. Let's come down here. Shut her down. Mags, I can't get you. There we go. Let's go over to air hauler and see what she says. Congratulations, you passed the flight test. Initial climb, checkmark. General handling, checkmark. Landing result, checkmark. No overspeed, checkmark. Bank angle, checkmark. Pitch angle, checkmark. That's kind of surprising because it's how we were getting down. No stall, checkmark. We just did start to get that stall warning. Oy vey. So I wonder if we're going to have to do that with every aircraft because it's got the Skyhawk. Are we going to have to do that with everyone? That's kind of crazy. Finish the flight monitoring. Alright, finally this works. Remember, for us it was screwed up for a long time. Checking out all this stuff. From KHTS to KHTS. Let me get this. It's clicking away. Alright, there, it left us alone. Takeoff time 5:21:21, 5:29:21. Touchdown 5:47:40. Takeoff fuel 317 pounds. Only used 12 pounds. Came down with 305. Max altitude 5567. Max pitch negative 13 degrees. We were trying to get down. Max roll 30. Max speed 103 knots. Minimum G's 0.8. Minimum G's say 0. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Now this thing is lagging. Max G's 1.29. Max G's exceeded 0. Stall false. Overspeed false. Landing description greaser. Landing gear down true. Well, it has to be down. Can't retract it. Landing surface asphalt. Surface damage 0. Landing damage 0. Landing vertical speed coming down at 43 feet a minute. Landing speed 46 knots. Landing pitch 0.8. Yeah, we did. That wasn't good at all. Negative pitch, that's not good. Landing roll 0.008. Landing heading 118. Landing wind speed 4. And landing wind direction 101. Now, I wonder if that was coming from that wind stuff, is that coming from air hauler? Or did it take it from Opus FSI? I really kind of like to know that. We'll go ahead and say okay. I think that's, yeah, we've got our rating. So that's pretty cool. So we're actually ready to get jobs. I don't know if I kind of like that officer can just come over here. But yeah, from KHTS, that's awesome. Let's see. We're not going to do another flight in this episode, our first flight. You have to get this configured up. I don't want it too big, don't want it too small. Now, let's see out the fees here. Let's move this nautical mile thing down. So we can sit. There we go. The fee, 5,000. It's 200 miles, 271, 230. I kind of like a short flight, but oh man, look at that. Just 51 miles, and it pays 2,800. I mean, the most you can, it's half. It's only a quarter of the distance. That's actually really nice. KEOP, I've never heard of that. Oh, it's Pike County. All right. Now, does it not show up, or is it so short that what can't show up? It just gets a little bit darker. I don't like that. See, here's all the skins, by the way, over in options. Actually, I think options right here. Highlight color. Well, it should show up if it's red. We got to find that shrimp again. There it is, right there. So it doesn't hardly show up. Zoom in a little bit. Because it is a short flight. Yeah, it's not hardly showing up, is it? I'm trying to click around to see if we can even see anything. I don't know if that's a bug or if I'm just an idiot. Line color? Let's see if that changes anything. I don't see it changing anything. I can just barely see that changing. But I don't see line color being red or anything like that. Don't need passenger routes. Alright, but maybe we'll do that one in the next episode. I wonder, Alright, expires in 3 days, 13 hours, 9 minutes. Alright, so maybe we'll try that for our first flight. But anyhow, this will be the end of this episode. By the way, and I said this sometime in my flight, one thing I want to say again about how we're going to do air hauler this time around. I have people asking a bunch of different questions, some about realism and wanting to see actually more things. I think a lot of people want to see more stuff like using airport charts, showing that kind of stuff, kind of showing the flight planning. I think a lot of people want to see stuff like that. So we're probably going to get into that, looking at charts, looking at the flight planning. The only thing is I don't really do that a whole lot with a little small Cessna like we would with like a 777 or something. But I am going to start showing some more of that. So look for that in the next episode. And we'll just kind of get into more showing the flight planning, stuff like that. So I hope you all will enjoy that. It's gonna be fun. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.